Even if your spouse has given up and they've said the divorce word already, but you know you're not ready to let go, I'm going to tell you the exact steps that you can do to save your marriage, even if it only feels one-sided. Number 1, if you want to save your marriage alone, you need to make your partner feel understood. When people feel understood, they soften. They become less defensive. It's easier for them to hear you, feel you, and eventually reconnect. Right now, your spouse may have checked out because they feel unheard, misunderstood, or unloved, and they've lost hope that you'll ever meet their emotional needs. For example, if they've told you, "You never listened to me," don't defend. Instead, tell them, "You're right, I think I've been trying to fix things," instead of actually hearing you. I can imagine and understand how frustrating this has been for you. This moment of acknowledgement can open the door to reconnecting. Number 2, you need to know that you can work on the relationship individually and shift the dynamic in your marriage. That work is still going to be effective, but you need to believe in that. Especially if you go to a therapist with these relationship concerns, they can still help you figure this out individually. They can give you tips and tricks in communicating better and understanding your spouse and how to create a connection. Because a lot of times when your relationship is going through a hard time, you may feel like you're hitting a wall. You may say to yourself, "Nothing I'm saying and doing is actually working to bring my partner closer," and make it change their mind. But oftentimes there may be something that you're missing, because it's not what you're actually saying, it's how you're saying it. A lot of times when I'm working with people individually on their relationship issues, they come to me feeling very frustrated, saying, "We're doing everything right, but somehow I'm pushing my partner away instead of bringing them closer." And then when we dig a little bit deeper, I find out that there's still a lot of resentment, frustration, and anger that's being communicated to their partner. So sometimes you may feel like you're saying the right things or doing the right things, but when you talk to a professional like me, you'll understand, no, you still have some blind spots that are sabotaging your relationship without you wanting it. I actually do have a video on ways you're pushing your partner away and how to prevent it. You can watch that video on the screen now, but to move on and continue, I want to say if you're frustrated, resentful, or anxious, your tone may be angry and come off as criticism, even if you're trying to reconnect. For example, instead of saying to your partner in a moment of frustration, when you're longing for a connection, "You don't even want to try anymore," which can sound like a complaint, you can say, "I know I've been distant at times too, and I'm scared I've hurt you without realizing it. I still care about us." So basically, you have been missing your partner. You do want to reconnect. But if this comes out as frustration or anger, your partner is not going to hear you and they're going to get defensive. So you need to watch for your tone to make sure what you actually mean is being expressed to your partner the right way so that they can actually hear you. So a therapist can help you improve the way you're communicating so that accidentally you're not pushing your partner away when you're actually trying to pull them closer. Number 3, your spouse might not feel your love because of how it's coming out. Sometimes we express love in a way that doesn't feel like love to them. For example, you might be doing things for them to salvage or save the relationship. Cooking, helping with errands, giving them their space. But maybe your partner is actually craving something else. Maybe they crave more of an emotional presence. Or maybe you say, "I love you," but also bring up past mistakes after. Sometimes this can happen when we don't hear the supportive and loving response we expect from our spouse. So here I'm doing all these things to make this work and you don't seem to appreciate it. So I feel disappointed. Then I start to lash out or I start to criticize or act frustrated. So this undoes everything that you've done. So you need to be consistent. You might be trying to say, "I care," but what they actually hear is, "You failed me again." That's why it's so important for you to understand your partner's core emotional need in the relationship. What do they actually need to hear from you? What is their unmet emotional need? And I do have a video linked on the screen now that talks about unmet emotional needs in relationship and how to meet them. Now, if you're sitting there thinking, "I don't even know what my partner needs anymore," that's okay. That's why I created a relationship assessment test for you. This test helps you identify both your needs and your partner's needs in the relationship, so you can stop guessing and start rebuilding your connection with your partner the right way. You can download the test in the description under the video. It's short, it's free, and can give you a lot of clarity It's a test that I swear by how effective it is. And the couples I work with tell me all the time how it's been really insightful for them to complete it in their first session. So number 4 is give your spouse hope or they'll collapse. If you don't keep that hope alive, that your relationship is going to turn around and improve, your partner may collapse emotionally, and so will your relationship. Your partner won't try. Sometimes if they see you trying, they'll start to feel some momentum and some motivation to step up and start working on the relationship with you as a team. And that's actually one of the first things I try to help my clients with. I give them hope because guess what? By the time couples reach out for therapy, they're feeling hopeless. And if I don't give them that hope, which I know exists for most relationships, they're going to give up, right? Because they've been trying and nothing seems to work. So if you're doing this on your own, you need to know that this will work, but with the help of a professional. I'd be lying to you if I said it's going to be easy and you can figure this out by just watching this video. No, you need expert help to help you through this time. But this is not empty hope, but practical, realistic hope that exists for most relationships. And once we restore that hope and motivation, then we can build skills and strategies. For example, even just saying, I know things feel broken, but I believe we can heal this. I'm willing to work on it. This sentence can be enough to make your partner pause and listen. Because if they feel there's no hope and that you're giving up, they will shut down and withdraw to protect themselves, even if they still care for you and the relationship. So you can truly care about a relationship, but if you don't have hope and if you feel like your partner doesn't have hope, it's so easy to give up. Number 5 is I would tell you do something that would make your partner feel special, important, or appreciated. This is really about tiny, small gestures, things that show you're still attuned to their needs or even anticipating them. For example, you know your partner has been tired, so you take care of their laundry or prepare their coffee without asking them, or you leave a post-it note on their desk saying something like, I know we've been off lately, but I still care deeply about you. That's a way of saying, I'm in this with you. I see you. And this isn't something you do endlessly, which brings us to the next point. Give yourself a time frame for how long you'll be trying for this relationship, because you're not putting all this effort and mental energy forever without true reciprocation. But you also can't expect immediate results. So there needs to be a balance. For example, say to yourself, for the next 6 months, I'll show up differently. I'll be consistent, patient, and open, and I'll track how things shift. After 6 months, I'll reassess. This gives you a timeline and a structure and creates safety so that you're not endlessly investing in the wrong marriage or relationship. It also helps you from burning out emotionally while still giving your relationship a fair chance. The next step is, I want you to check in with your partner emotionally, honestly, and gently to see where they're at and what they need from you. These conversations are hard, but they're important. For example, say something like, I've been thinking a lot about us. I know I've made mistakes. I've also been trying to understand how you're feeling. If you're open to sharing, I'd love to hear where you're at. This isn't about forcing them to open up. It's about creating a safe space where they can confide in you and share their thoughts with you. When they do this, please don't act defensively, don't react emotionally to what they're saying. Your sole purpose in that moment is just to hear them, maybe validate them, and make them feel understood. So if they bring up something about you and what you've done that's bothered them, the last thing you should do is to get defensive. So don't even go there. And just listen. Next thing, I'd love to sugarcoat it for you, but I can't. You're gonna have some ups and downs in your relationship for the next little while, and things won't be easy. But that's normal. That's a normal part of healing. You'll have good days and bad days. You have days that you understand your partner, and some days where you may feel shut out or rejected. People are moody. They change their minds. They test boundaries, especially when trust has been broken or when hope is low. They can oscillate between feeling very hopeful, then not feeling hopeful, having a good day, not having a good day, and you're gonna bear the brunt of all those emotions for the next 6 months. One day your partner may be kind to you, the next day they may be distant. That doesn't mean your efforts aren't working. It just means that they're still a bit emotionally guarded. And remember, if they're still fighting or reacting emotionally, that means they still care for you underneath. And this relationship and you are important to them. I mean, if I see no fighting at all between a couple, I feel like they're emotionally withdrawn. But if there's fighting, there is hope. They go numb they stop reacting. If they're still engaged, even through conflict, there may still be a chance. So what's one thing you're willing to do this week to make your spouse feel seen or understood? Leave it in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you're committing to. Or if you're just saying, Parisa, I'm ready to give this a thought, but I'm still not sure what I'm going to do next, tap the like button because I've got you covered. If you wait too long though, the damage to your relationship can be irreversible. Time is your enemy here, and you need to start with practical strategies that can actually rebuild trust and your connection to your partner before it's too late. Now, I want to share with you the 5 simple habits that you need to start rebuilding and fixing your marriage the right way in the video on your screen right now.